Steve Duval from Thor Motor Coach, and you are in for something exciting because we are going to get to know the Gemini and Compass all-wheel drive R.U.Vs. So the big news here is the new chassis, and Ford really outdid themselves on this. This thing is unbelievable. We're going to start under the hood. They're going to walk around the entire exterior. We're going to show you how to hook up your electric, your plumbing. We're going to get you all set up. But this is what is going to move you, and this thing is a beast to drive. I love driving these. Go ahead, you have your prop rod. You open this with the latch just like in your car under the hood. And this is the new 3.5 liter V6. The numbers on this, impressive. 310 horsepower, 400 pound-feet of torque on this. And this is where you're going to do your maintenance. And just like in your automobile, you do need to check your fluids and your levels and do all your regular maintenance on this. Windshield wiper fluid over here. You have your overflow for your coolant. Check your oil, your transmission fluid, everything right here under the hood. When you are done, you go ahead, close the prop rod, just like this. As we work around, you have your automatic rain sensing wipers, which is really neat. I was kind of shocked the first time they came on. It was misting a little bit, and away they go. So some really neat tech on this. We'll talk about all the safety features when we get inside. We have auto headlights. We have our mirrors here if you need to push them in. If you're in a tight spot, you can go ahead and do that. We have our radio antenna for the Sync 3 system. And this is a Class B+, okay? So it doesn't have the overhead sleeping area like in a Class C, and it's a little bit bigger than a B van. So we are calling it a B+, and there are a lot of pluses to this. It is built on the chassis cab, so you just get in and out just like you would. That's your regular car or regular truck, and we'll take you inside in a minute. But first, we're going to walk around to the outside. A couple of things here. Inside the door here, there are a couple of switches, and the first switch you need to become familiar with is the battery disconnect switch. It is a rotary dial, 2 positions, off and on, so you're really going from noon to 3. Before you start your adventure, go ahead and turn that switch on. Leave it on the entire trip. What this does is this powers up your motorhome, so you'll be able to operate your lights and your other 12-volt systems in here. What it also does while it's on is it is connected to your house batteries and your chassis batteries, so you're going to be able to charge the batteries when you are hooked up to shore power, when your generator is running, when you are driving down the road. That charge will go into your house batteries. The only time you'll turn it off is when you are storing the unit. And then what you're going to want to do, if it's going to be a long time, because there are little draws in here for memories, for microwaves and radios and all of that, you're going to want to take and either physically disconnect the battery or take, and if you have the option, to plug in, and there are adapters you can use, and we'll talk about that when we talk about the electrical system. You can actually plug it in with an adapter right into your standard house outlet, and that will keep enough juice in the battery so they aren't completely dead next time you use them. We'll take a closer look at some of the other items in here. One of the buttons that you're going to have is our Rapid Cam Plus, which is right up here above the door, and you see we have this nice awning up here. So on Rapid Camp, and this is a really great system, we'll talk more about this inside, you can actually put the awning out. You can do it from the touchscreen, you can use the hard buttons, you can use your phone or your tablet, but we have a nice patio awning out here. What you're going to want to do is just hold the button down, and out it goes. So this is a one-touch awning. Just tap the button, out it comes. It is armless, so you won't have to worry about banging your head on anything. If you want to adjust the pitch on this, you're going to have to get up on the sides there and do that if you wanted to pitch. It also has LED light strip on there, which is really, really nice. So it acts as a night light when you are outside. You simply hit the button, turn it on. You can see the lights are in the awning arms. It is recommended, if you're going to leave camp for the day, for many, many hours, put your awning in just in case a gust of wind kicks up. You don't want to do any damage. And at night, go ahead and put that in for the same reason. You don't want to damage the awning. You don't want to damage your motorhome or anybody next to you. So all you have to do to put it back in, you go back to the function, which we'll show you here in a minute. You hit retract and you touch the button and in it goes, just like that. One touch, really nice feature to have. So when you have patio chairs set up, which you can keep, In the storage bay below, I have this one locked, and I do want to show you the keys. It is going to be a silver key. You go ahead and you simply unlock your storage bay. And this key will unlock all of the bays around here for you. It'll also lock them up. It is recommended after you have these loaded, lock them back up before you drive down the road. You don't want them to open. You don't want all of your belongings to fall out. And then when you're done at camp, you know, just with your stuff, you're gonna be gone for the day, go ahead and lock them. But they are nice, durable rotocast storage bays. Are easy to clean out. They're gonna last forever. You have a light in here as well, which you control from the Rapid Camp panel, which again, we'll show you in a few minutes, but real nice, durable. Gonna get quite a bit of storage on here. And the layout of the storage bins are a little different depending on your floor plan. This is the TE, and we'll show you on the TW as well. Some of the items are in a different location. You have these nice frameless windows. Those open on the inside. You just turn the knob, and they pitch out this way. So even if it is raining and you want a nice breeze flowing in, you just open those and that'll come through. You have some vents in there, and really on a crisp, you know, spring day or fall day, you can go ahead, even a cool night, open those windows and get the circulation going in here. We have a couple of 110 outlets on the side, so if you have a table set up and you want to plug in a blender or a radio, whatever it may be, you can go ahead and use these. You do need to be plugged into shore power or have your generator on to have these running. Down here to our tires, it is very important that you maintain your tires and keep them inflated properly. You're going to get better fuel mileage if you are towing anything. It is going to help you with towing, and there is an inside and an outside tire. You also have stem extenders in here so you can check the inside tire from here, which makes it really easy. Now, these are going to run at a lot higher PSI than your automotive tires are, where your car is 35, 40, somewhere around there, maybe 45. It will tell you on the tire what you want to run it at. There's also a label on the door. So make sure that you are keeping your tires maintained to make the most out of your ride and to prevent any damage or any blowouts, because that is the last thing you want to happen on your trip. Moving back, we have another little storage bay with the light. This is great for maybe a tool bag or something small. You can go ahead and throw that in here. But as you access this, and there's a little lock back here. You can just keep it propped up. Be aware, this is the exhaust for your engine, okay? And if you are just setting up camp and you're grabbing something out of here, be aware of that, because that is going to be very, very hot. Another feature that your Compass or Gemini may have are electric stabilizing jacks. And you're going to want to put these down before you put out the slide rooms. And again, you control these from Rapid Camp Plus or your phone. Now, these are not leveling jacks. They are simply stabilizer jacks. So you put those down, and what it's going to do is it's going to stabilize your motorhome, so you're not going to have as much movement when you are walking around back and forth. If you're a little cockeyed at your campground, you may be able to put the one down and raise that side up so you're not sleeping all wonky. But the main thing is they are for stabilizing your coach, and you will want those down before you put your slide rooms out. Back here, we have our Awning quiet gas 4,000 watt generator, and this is really great to have on your trip. So if you are out, and the great thing about R.U.V of this size is you don't necessarily have to have a tow vehicle with you. You can use this and go and visit scenic routes. You can put it in parking lots. You can park on the street. You may take up a couple of spots, go around, explore a new town. But I would recommend is keep your generator on. That way you can keep your refrigerator running, you can keep your air conditioning running, so the coach is going to stay cool for you when you come back from exploring. You're going to have a microwave that works. You can come back, you can have lunch here, make your own food, enjoy the time. And there is a maintenance schedule on this too, though, so you can keep it running, so you can keep enjoying it. You're going to find that in the owner's manual, and we'll go over the owner's manual and the warranty guide and all of that coming up here in a little bit. But you can also start this as well. This just simply pops off, and you can see we have a start button, oil fill. You also have a couple of breakers in here. You can start it from here. So in the event that your generator is not starting, you can come out here, you can trip the breakers, you can check that out. If you need to start it from here, you can. Remember, you do have to prime it first. You hold the button down, whether you're starting it from inside or outside, prime it, and then you're going to go ahead and start it. But again, you're going to want to follow the maintenance schedule on that. Make sure you keep it maintained, replace your air filter. A great feature, so go ahead and make sure you take care of your generator. I'm going to close this back up and we'll head around to the back. We're going to talk about towing. A few things I want to talk about in the back. On the side here, you have an exterior propane connection. It's a quick connect, so you can hook up an exterior grill, you can hook up a fire pit. We'll show you where the tank is and how to turn on your propane tank, but keep in mind that this is regulated. So in the event your connection to your grill has a regulator on it and you're not getting the flames you want, not getting the flow, remove the regulator from your grill because this is regulated. Up top, we have our backup camera. This is a great feature. It is in the rear view mirror, so it is always on. You can see what's behind you. We have a ladder here, and this ladder is to climb up to the roof so you can check on your roof, your air conditioners, your Winegard Connect, which we'll talk about when we move inside, and to do maintenance. There is a maintenance schedule for your roof. You have to maintain it like everything else. We'll talk about that when we go through the warranty guide here, but it's not a lounging area. It's not a place when you're going to watch the kids' game where you're going to throw some chairs up there so you can get up higher and see down. That's not what that's for. So make sure you're staying off the roof unless you're up there doing maintenance. Maybe adding another solar panel, which you can do as there is solar on this. So that's what the ladder is for. It is just like a roof, just like your home. You're not going to want to hang out on top of that. Moving on down, we have the exhaust for our generator, so be aware that this is going to be very, very hot. All right, so after you're running your generator, if you're back here for any reason, this is going to be very hot. And let's talk a little bit about towing, because you do have a hitch back here and you can tow with this. So this is our 5,000 pound class 4 receiver. It's got a 500 pound tongue weight. You have a 7-pin connector here. You have a 4-pin connector there. If you want to add a brake controller, you can do that. But a couple things to talk about with towing. I mean, just because this is a 5,000 pound hitch doesn't mean that you can hook up 5,000 pounds and go, because there are a lot of factors. We do have an entire video breaking this down, but you have to take a few things in mind here, like your gross vehicle weight. So what your gross vehicle weight is going to be, that's going to be your curb weight, along with all your cargo, your water, your propane, your passengers, okay? So you're going to have to do that. You have to have your gross combined weight. That's the weight of everything, including your tow vehicle. And you can get your GCWR on thormotorcoach.com on the specs page of our website. There's a sticker. This yellow sticker you're seeing right here is the occupant and cargo carrying capacity. This number lets you know how much weight you can actually add to your motorhome. Another number, this is your GVWR. This is the maximum allowable weight of a fully loaded motorhome. We talked about tongue weight. Okay, so that's the amount of trailer's weight that is going to press down on the hitch. So to get your towing capacity, you simply take your gross combined weight rating and you subtract it from your gross vehicle weight, okay? And make sure you're following the gross trailer weight rating as well, because there are axle weight ratings. So you can tow quite a bit with this, but again, you're going to want to do the math to make sure that you are towing properly so you don't do any damage. Something else I do need to mention here, because when we align these here at the factory, they're empty, okay? After you have it fully loaded, you're going to want to go and get this aligned just the way you're going to load it up and pack it up, because it is going to handle and drive a little differently. So we recommend that after you have this loaded the way you're going to use it, you go get it aligned. So let's move around to the other side and see what the driver's side has to offer up. Moving over to our driver's side, we have a whole lot happening over here, a lot to talk about, from plumbing to electric. So we're just going to kind of work our way down. You have more of the frameless windows. Again, you can open those, vent those that way. You get the nice flow inside. Right here, this access panel is for your refrigerator. This just pops off with these little rubber things. You just turn them up to the noon position. That comes off if you would need to service your refrigerator. Pop it back on, you can lock those in place. This is for your tankless hot water. We'll show you how to work that when you get inside. Really not a whole lot maintenance you need to do here. If it is not working, there's a fuse back here for this. There's also an on and off switch back here. And again, this does get very hot, so if you are back here doing some maintenance, make sure that you are aware of the heat coming from there, as well as the heat coming out of your exhaust ports for your furnace. All right, so we have our city water connection, we have a fresh water connection, we have a tank flush, we have a black tank, we have electric, we have a couple of storage bays, and everything we need for back here are gonna be in these storage bays. Up here, this one we left nice and empty here. It's got a light in here. You can store a lot of gear in here. And then down below, what I did just for this demonstration here, I just kind of jammed everything in here to keep it easy. And I like to keep all of this stuff in separate containers. So we got a lot happening here. This is going to be your sewer hose, and it's really, really long, which is nice. But if you're at a campsite where it's a short, just a short connection, sometimes that can be a hindrance. We have some electrical, we have hoses, we have gloves, we have adapters. So let's have some fun. Okay, let's talk about your electric. This is a 30 amp motorhome. All right, to hook your electric up, we have this one plugged in, but we can go ahead and unplug it for this. It's not running in, this is just for demonstration purposes. So you pull it out of wherever your bay you're going to store it, because it is detachable. You go ahead and you plug that in. It twists a little bit, and then you can go ahead and you can screw on the locking cap. That way, if anybody's walking by, they hit it, they trip, it doesn't come out. You'll know it's on. There's a blue light on top. Okay, so once the blue light's on, you know you have power. But once this is plugged into your coach, you walk over to the fuse box at the campground. Make sure the breakers are in the off position. Then plug in, then turn your breakers on. So this is a 30 amp coach, so let's say that they only have 50 amp service. You're gonna have a connector something like this, okay? So this will take you from 50 to 30. This one is actually the, you need a 30 to 50. So you have different adapters like this. You'll plug one end into the end of the plug, the other end into the outlet at the campground, and then you can use 50 amp power on this coach. Now, it's not going to blow up your fuse box because you're not going to actually get 50 amps, okay? It's a 30 amp coach, so it's going to take and downgrade it to 30 amps, but you can use an adapter like this. We talked about plugging your coach in if you can when you're winterizing to keep your battery running. This is a little adapter just like this. You plug your 30 amp cord into here, you plug that right into the outlet of your house, and you'll go ahead and you'll keep a nice little charge on your batteries, okay? So now we have power to the coach. And I like to turn my power on when I get to the campground, okay? I like to plug in, get my power running, get my ACs going. I like to unload my storage bays, then put the jacks down and slides out, and we're gonna go all over that here, but we still have to hook up for our camp, right? So let's talk about our city water connection, since that is right here. So you're at the campground, you want water, you're going to want a hose like this. It is for potable water. It is for drinking water. White with the blue stripe. You simply hook this up. It twists. You're locked in. And then you just go ahead. You hook your other end up to the spigot at the campground. You turn it on and away you go. Now, a lot of people like to use a water filter between this end and the campground. They sell those. They're disposable. They're inexpensive. You can go ahead and do that if you'd like. We have our fresh water connection. So this is how you fill your fresh water tank. This is going to give you water for your shower and your sink and your toilet. And again, you can use your hose. Make sure you're not using the same hose for these water fills as you are for your flush, okay? Because this flushes your tank. So all you do is you take your hose, put it in, you turn on your hose at home. A lot of campgrounds will have a specific, if they have a dump station or a water station, they'll have hoses for this. Put it in. There's a vent up here. When you start to see water trickle out of that, you know it's full. You go ahead and you put that cap on and you have fresh water. Now, one thing to keep in mind if you're filling your tank up with fresh water and you are towing, that little yellow label, it tells you how much the water is going to take away from your capacity. So make sure that you're taking care of that number. This is your black tank flush. Okay, so you're gonna have another hose for specifically flushing your tank. Again, you're just gonna take and you're gonna screw that on. You're gonna open your black tank, you're gonna turn on the water, and it's gonna flush your black tank. It's like jets, like a little power washer in there to get out any stragglers, if you will. So let's talk a little bit about dumping the tanks. It's not as bad as people say. This is a brand new motorhome, so there's nothing in here. These have never been used. And you want to wear some sort of gloves, okay? In here, you'll see you have, in this particular bay, you have your low point drains. And when you want to drain your tank, you just go ahead and turn the valves here, and the water from your water heater and from your fresh tank, you can drain it that way. All right, so you have a nice little port here that you go ahead and you open. All right, so this is the end you're going to take, and you can see there are grooves in there, and there are notches on here. You take your cap off, and you go ahead and hook that on, twist that on, and you lock that right into place, just like that, okay? First thing you're gonna wanna do then is you're gonna go ahead and you're gonna pull, well, first you wanna take this and you're gonna put that right into the campground port. That'll be over here or over there. You run that through, you put that into there. Then you take and you pull your black tank and you let that run through, okay? So you pull your black tank, then you go ahead and you pull your gray handle. That will kind of help flush out any of whatever's in there, because the black tank is your sewage, the gray tank is from your sinks and your showers. So pull your black handle first, get the nasty stuff through there, then kind of rinse it through with the gray tank. When everything is drained through, go ahead, close your black tank, close your gray tank. If you are going to disconnect because you are at a dump station, you simply twist that off, and this is where that exterior shower comes in handy. So close this, you lock it. Don't throw this into that bin yet, because there's probably still going to be a little water down at the kinks. You kind of hold this up, exterior shower, turn that on, you can rinse this out. You can go ahead and rinse this out. Once that's rinsed out, pop that in place, and then just kind of slowly walk this over to where the drain is at the campground and make sure everything is out of there. You might want to give it a rinse again. I like to keep my hoses in just a nice tub like this. You know, keep it in here. That way, if there is any water or liquid or little nasty particles in there, you're good. You just put the lid on this and away you go. And you can keep your gloves in a different bay and your hoses and your connections. So this is your propane fill. All right, couple of things going on in here. You have your on and your off valve. You have a gauge to tell you where you're at. You have a bleeder valve, and this is the fill. You screw that off, and wherever you can, hardware stores or different places, campgrounds sometimes, wherever there is propane, they fill propane just like you would for your tank for your grill. They fill it up here. Because this is a new tank, they're gonna have to purge it first, get all the air out, so it's probably gonna take a little longer for you. And also with your propane, make sure that you are aware of your road, your route, because there are many bridges and tunnels and areas where you cannot have your propane on. So make sure that if you're going through a tunnel and it says propane off, you go ahead and turn that off. Otherwise you can turn that on, because you're going to need it for your stove and your water heater and again, and your furnace. Over here, your fuel fill. That's where you're going to put in your gas. And again, this is a gas motorhome. This is an awesome machine to drive. I can't wait to climb inside here. So let's spin around. We'll hop inside. We're going to walk you through the dash, the gadgets, and all the bells and whistles, and this thing is loaded. Okay, so you're all hooked up. Your stabilizers are down. You are ready to maximize the space inside your motorhome. You need to put your slide walls out, and you can do that right from here. This is Rapid Camp Plus. This is a great system to have. You can download the R.U.V Master app to your mobile device, and then you can link up, and now you can control your slides and your awnings and your jacks and lights and fans, all from your favorite mobile device. The other great part about using this system is there are hard buttons down below as well. So as you're waiting for the screen to warm up, you can go ahead and turn on the lights. You can go through a number of options here. You have awnings, you have your stabilizers, you have your slides, your jacks. So whatever you need is right here, and it's really easy to pair. You're going to put it on PA to pair your phone. But taking you through the screens here, we're going to go ahead and put out our slides. Now let's just go ahead and extend this. You are simply going to hold down the extend button. Now, a couple of things here. We are plugged into shore power, so we are going to have the voltage to do this. If you are not plugged into shore power, go ahead and fire up your generator to make sure you have enough volts to run your motors, because there are two motors on this slide wall that go in and out, and you want them to have the power to stay aligned as they move in and out. But we'll talk about getting those in and out here, and we are going to do that right now. You hit extend, and out they go. You can hear the motors working. Keep your finger on this button the entire time. In the event they do come out of alignment, we're going to show you how to reset them from here, and if that doesn't work, down in one of the storage bays there is the brain for these motors, and it's really as simple as resetting that. You press it 6 times, you hold it on the 7th, it lights up green, you can come in and retry. All right, after you have the wall out like we do here, you hold extend for a few more seconds so the motors can sync up. If they are not synced up, because sometimes if they're coming in or you take your finger off the button, they'll get out of whack. It's really 6 touches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you hold that down and you'll hear the motors sync up. So that is a great way to align your motors if they're just a little bit out of whack. But taking you through the menu here, this really does so many things. It's a great system. Your tank levels, you can monitor your tank levels. You can turn your lights off. From here, you can check your climate. Over here it says lights on, lights off, water pump, turn your water pump on from here, shortcuts to the climate menu. Moving on down, little water drop here, signifying your water pump and your tank heaters, okay? So you do have tank heaters on this. So if you are going somewhere cold, you can turn your tank heaters on so they do not freeze up. We get a lot of questions about 4-season coaches, and this really isn't designed to be taken in sub-zero weather. Yes, it has all-wheel drive and is going to do great in the snow, but if you are going to go in sub-zero, super cold climates here, you're going to want to add additional pads and make sure that you have additional insulation around your tank. But you're going to go ahead and turn your tank heaters on, turn your water pump on from here, and again, you can see your tank levels. The little swirly icon here, that is for your slides, your awnings, your stabilizer jacks, even your TV. The TV is right here. You can go ahead and put that up. We'll do that in just a little bit here. Moving on down, the thermometer is your climate. Simply press the button. You adjust your temperature that way. You can go ahead and turn it on or off. Choose your mode, cool, heat, auto, fan, low, or high. Very important item to talk about here with your air conditioning. Today happens to be a very crisp, cool day at the Thor Motor Coach factory. However, we like to travel a lot in summer where it's really hot, or out west where they had some extreme temperatures. The key here is to keep the inside temperature, your thermostat, set no more than 10 to 15 degrees below the ambient temperature. In the event it's 95 outside, you go ahead and you're looking at about, you take 15 degrees off of that. Okay, that's where you're going to want to keep that. So you go down 10 degrees, you're at 85, right? And you go down more, so you're about 80 degrees, and it's going to be warm. You don't want your coach at 80 degrees. If you keep it at 80 degrees, it's going to roast. So you may think, well, I'll just turn it down to 60, I'll be good. No, what you're going to end up doing, because it can't make that 35-degree drop, is you're going to end up freezing up your coils, and then it's going to take 6 to 8 hours to defrost. It's just going to be a hot, sweaty, miserable night. You will not be happy. So the best thing to do, one, follow those guidelines. Never set it 10 to 15 degrees below the ambient temperature. In the morning, when it is cool out, or even in the evening when the cool hours start to happen, set the temperature for what you want. If you like it at 70, set it for 70. And then throughout the day, the unit will be able to maintain that temperature, okay? So make sure you're following those guidelines. Also, if you're leaving camp for the day and it's a bright sunny day, you can go ahead and close the sunshade, which is operated right here on the dash. You can close and open that. Pull the blinds down and keep a lot of that sunlight out. That way it's going to stay a little bit cooler for you in here. Moving on down, you have a light bulb. Bing! Lights! Yep, you got lights to control everything here, from your awning to your step to your cargo bays. Everything is right here. You can dim these lights as well. They're little slider bars. You simply slide it to set the mood, little mood lighting. Real nice for you. And the little lightning bolt is going to symbolize your power and fuel. Okay, so you got a couple of things going on here. It's going to tell you the levels of your coach battery and your chassis battery, the level of your LP tank. You can set your auto gen start. You can start it, you can stop it. You hit auto gen start and you swipe, you turn it on, and you can set the parameters from here if you want temperature, if you want to set volts, quiet time. We have a complete walkthrough. We're going to link to this video so you can go through every single function and feature. And then finally down here you have fans. You have a fan in your kitchen and your bath. But this is Rapid Camp Plus. This is how you set up camp. It is a great system. Download that R.U.V Master app and you're good to go. And I am good to go right up front and walk you through this brand new Transit Dash. I love this dash up here. Ford really did a great job updating this. There are so many features to talk about. You have a number of cup holders here for a lot of beverages on each side. You have the remote for your mirrors over here. You have power windows, you have power locks, you have auto headlights. So you set that to auto. They will pop on when it gets dark out. Moving over to the steering wheel, you have your windshield wipers, and you have your lights and your high beams and your directionals. And there's that camera I was talking about right there. That is your always on backup camera. So you can always see what's behind you. You'll adjust your mirrors from here. You'll adjust the seat. They swivel. We'll show you how to do that. And then we're going to go through the dash here. And this is really just a full featured dash. Over on this side, you have your cruise control. It works just like in your car. You can set your cruise control, you can accelerate, you can set a limit on that, and then you have your volume buttons over here for your Sync 3 system. Over on this side, this menu is fantastic. We'll start down below where you have your voice activation, because this is a voice activated system. You press the button and you can speak your commands to the system. You have your Bluetooth volume up and down, skip forward to control some radio options here. And then we're moving into the dash, where up here you have so many features. We're going to talk about some of the safety features first, because that's really a big improvement on top of the stability of all-wheel drive. And this is full-time all-wheel drive, so you don't have, you know, 4 high and 4 low, and there's a difference between 4-wheel drive and all-wheel drive. This is all-wheel drive all the time. Some of the safety features that you are going to have here are lane departure warning. You're going to have it's a lane keeping system here. So it's going to keep you in your lane. You have also trip meters. You have auto engine start here. I'm going back down to the menu here. You have a digital speedometer. Let me scroll back a menu here. Your menu, here you go. You press this 3 to bring up your pre-collision assist. Okay, you can set that so it will sense in the event of an accident and it will stop you. You have your lane keeping system in case you start to move over a little bit. It'll keep you in your lane. You also have your driver alert system. Okay, you can turn that on or off, and what that will do is, after an extended amount of if you start to get, we all get a little drowsy, right? This is going to make sure that you're like, whoa, okay, I need to pull over. You're going to get a little warning there. You move back to your menu. You move down. You have navigation. You have a compass here, but you also have your navigation here. You can control your music from here, your Bluetooth phone. You connect your device. You have some settings here you can go through. Again, miles per gallon, how we're doing, how many are left in the tank, how many miles you've gone, how many miles you have put onto this trip. Moving over here, and again, the entire walkthrough of this steering wheel can be found in your Ford Owner's Manual, which comes with your vehicle, and we encourage you to read your Owner's Manual to learn how it works before you hit the road. I'm giving you kind of a quick overview because it is really, really in-depth. So go ahead and read and play along with the manual. The other thing that I like about this is you have mode selection on here. So you have a number of drive modes on this. You press mode and you can go through. We'll start at the top with normal, so just for your normal driving. You have an economy mode, which gets you a little better fuel mileage. That is eco. Slippery, you get into some slippery conditions, some snow, some rain. You can go ahead and turn on slippery. And then moving over mud and ruts. You probably won't be going through a lot of ruts. This isn't like a Raptor or a Tremor package, but there's a good chance you may be going through some sloppy campgrounds. And this will help you out there. You put it in mud and ruts, and then if you are towing, you go ahead and you put this in your tow haul mode. And we talked a little bit about towing, but keep it in your tow haul mode. Right over here, you press this button, and this button here turns your traction control on and off. Another great feature is this button over here. That is your auto engine start and stop. To save you on gas, you can turn it on or you can turn it off. And when you are stopped in traffic, your engine will actually shut down. And then when you press the gas and you go again, your engine will start up. So a neat little function. If you don't like it, you can easily turn it on or off right here. As we move through our infotainment center, and again, I would encourage you to read the manual. I'm going to give you the nickel tour of this, but to dive deep down into how everything works, go ahead and look up your manual. One of the things that I like is that it does have Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. You simply plug in your phone. This is an Android phone. You plug it in right there, and look at that, it pops up just like that. You can agree to the terms, you can allow, Yes, we are going to continue. I love using this feature, but we're going to go ahead and close it. We don't need to take the time to set it up. Okay, let's go to our home screen. We have our little navigation map here. You have Sirius XM radio. I'm listening to Liquid Metal right now. You can add a phone. You move to your audio, and you can choose however you want your radio. You can choose Sirius XM satellite radio. You Bluetooth your phone right through here. You just connect it up through your settings. You can set your navigation right here. Again, you just press the button. Find an address, and then it'll help you with
in Indiana, please say the street address, including the city.
So it's really handy. I love the way that these systems work. We're going to go back to home. You have apps. You have a couple of different apps here. You have AppLink on this system, and what AppLink is, it's a very specific setup. There are apps that work with this system, like Spotify and Pandora. I know there's some pizza apps out here, but you load those on your phone, and then when you're plugged in, you can actually link those up here. You have SiriusXM Travel Link that gives you everything from fuel prices. If you're in a different town, you want to see a movie because it's really stormy out, you hit the movie listings. Ski conditions, catch up on the games. Not that they're playing a lot of games right now, but whatever you need, even places to park, and it's a swipe screen. Your subscription info is right over there. You also have Forward Pass on this, and you hook this up to your phone and you create a Forward Pass account, and then that gives you access to this vehicle. You can kind of set up reminders and stuff. It's really a neat system, and again, all that is kind of explained to you in your manual. There it is, Forward Pass Connect. Your display about your vehicle, automatic updates, 911 assist. If you need emergency help, you can go ahead and you can tap that button here. A valet mode. For some reason, if you need a valet mode, you can go ahead and turn it on. But this is really a great system here with a lot of features, a lot of bells and whistles. I'd recommend you read your manual on how to use this thoroughly. Again, I just wanted to give you a quick tour and let you know some of the features here. You have the USB charging port here that also connects your phone to this device. You have your hazard lights, and then you have your air conditioning and heater controls. Those work just like anything else. A lot of nice cubbies up here. You have some charging options up here. We talked about your mirror. You have some light options right up here, and you store sunglasses up here, or maps. I don't know if anybody uses maps anymore, but whatever you want to store up there, you can. And then you have the controls for your sunshades. So you can go ahead, if you're getting a glare in here, you can close that, you can open it. All that is controlled from here. And then finally, we have our swivel seats with a little booster here, and we're going to spin these around, and we're going to kind of walk you through the rest of the cabin. Oh, and don't forget about your parking brake. So let's spin these seats around and walk you through the rest of this great R.U.V. Another great feature about this cockpit area are you have swivel captain's chairs, and they're real easy to use. You're going to see this yellow handle right here. You simply pull that up, and then you can go ahead and you can rotate these. These also have this booster chair right here. So in the event that you don't want your knees into your chin, you can go ahead and put that in there. Depends how you like to sit, but very comfortable. And it really adds to your sleeping space. You do have a nice little charging station right here. Take your phone, take your tablet, plug that right into there, and you can stay charged. And up here, nice little storage area for whatever it is you may need. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to walk through the rest. We're going to show you how to set up the tables for your couch, put up the TV, walk you through the great features of the kitchen, even talk about some entertainment value that you have right here in your R.U.V. A number of Thor motorhomes are equipped with this great manual Murphy bed, and we're going to show you how to use it, demonstrating in the Compass R.U.V. Very easy to use, very comfortable. First thing you're going to do is take and you're going to remove your cushions and set them off to the side. This is going to be the bar you remove. This is like your foot stand here. Simply pull down the latch, pull this forward, set it down, make that all pretty for you. And look at that, you have a nice, comfortable Murphy bed. You have reading lights right above it that you can operate with just the touch of a button. You have a control right here for your LED lights above. You even have a roller shade for privacy. In the morning you wake up, you don't even have to make this thing. No, you don't. You just put this back into place. You fold the support down, clip that into place. You grab your cushions, back into place right there. You sit down, you can set your table up, and you can have a wonderful, wonderful time. And that is how easy it is to work the new Murphy bed. So in the TE floor plan, you have this comfortable sofa, and we'll walk you through the TW floor plan that has the dinette. Underneath the cushion here, you have your pedestal table, and this is really easy to set up, okay? So you have your bases, you loosen those up a little bit, put it right down into the slot, twist it, tighten it up. Grab your other leg, and there are supports for them in there, so they're not gonna roll around all willy-nilly and bang around when you're driving. Set that up, put that into the slot, and twist it down. And you're gonna get those locked in nice and tight. You're gonna grab the table. All right. You're gonna go ahead and set that up. There are two places just like that. Put your couch down, and look at that. You have yourself a great table. So we used Rapid Cam Plus. We have the TV in here. You're sitting down, you're enjoying things. But there are a couple of options I want to talk about, and you will find that right up here in this bay. Okay, we have an HDMI cable already hooked up for you. So say you want to put in a Roku or a streaming device, you just connect that there. Now you can stream to your TV. How do you say you can stream? Well, this happens to have the WineGuard Connect 2.0 4G hotspot and Wi-Fi extender. Now you can create, it's like I've said this before, right? You can create your safe, secure internet connection no matter where you are. It's actually really easy to do. There's an antenna on the roof, and that is your hotspot. Okay, you can put in a SIM card from your favorite carrier or get your data plan. You go to WineGuard, you create an account, and it will activate it. It's also a Wi-Fi extender, so just like tapping into Wi-Fi wherever it is, you scroll through your device, you find that signal, and you tap into that to a nearby Wi-Fi signal. This device is your radio and TV antenna. Now, when it is acting as your TV antenna, inside here, up top, you're going to see a black coax plate. Looks just like the cable plates you have in your home. It says WineGuard on it, and there's a little button on the side. What you want to do, if you want to tune in the local over-the-air stations, you hit the button, make sure the light is green. That means the antenna is on. You can go ahead and you can scan this for your local channels. If you're hooked up to the campground cable, make sure the green light is off, and then what that will do is allow you to scan for the cable channel. So you have a number of different entertainment options here. As we move back to the kitchen here, a lot of great storage. Are you noticing all the storage here? We got cabinets up above. They stay shut for you while you're driving. They have adjustable shelves. You have a sink cover right here for your single bowl stainless steel sink. You have a pull down sprayer here with a couple of settings. You can make it a shower or you can make it a stream. That just locks right up into place. You have shades here. You open your windows, you get a little breeze in here. You burned the toast. You can open the fantastic fan up here. This is a great tool to get some of the hot air out on those really hot days. You can control it right there. It also has a cover on it, so if it's raining out, it's not going to matter. You also have a vent right back here, so and another vent in the kitchen or in the bathroom area. So you have vents in here for circulation. You have your 2-burner gas cooktop here, and this is really easy to light. It's like a stove at home. Make sure your propane is on. We showed you how to do that. Move your dial to light. This isn't going to light because we have nothing in the tank there, but you go ahead, turn it to light, and you have your gas cooktop lit. How do you bake? Well, you do that right down here in your convection microwave, and this works just like your oven. All you have to do is set the temperature, cook whatever. You can bake, you can cook an entire Thanksgiving meal. Tom and I, the guy running the camera right now, have done that. I've made a number of different recipes with my wife as well. Mobile meals on our YouTube channel. Pick up some great cooking ideas on how to use the tools in your motorhome. You have some light switches up here that control the lights up above. They control, right, look at this. We have LED strips down here. This acts as nice little night light for you. A number of drawers and cabinets. We give you a wastebasket under the sink, and these stay shut, so they're not going to come flying open. Just a little tug gets them out for you. More drawers over here. You have your stainless steel fridge, and this is really a great setup for you because you have a couple of different options here. Okay, you can set your temperature from up here, you can turn it down or off, and you can set your mode. And here's why the mode is important. Set it to auto, because you can run off of gas, you can run off of your generator, you can run off of shore power. So set it to auto and it will know exactly what type of power it needs. That way your refrigerator always stays cold. Just take note though, the very first time you use this coach, or if it's, you know, it's been winterized and you're breaking it out for the first time, or it has set, it is going to take a number of hours for this to cool down. So maybe you can plug it in overnight, or, you know, turn your propane on, but just to get it cool here. You also have a very large closet, hanging space, more drawers, cubbies, and right down here you have your carbon monoxide and your propane alarm, just to keep you safe. This will tell you, hey, you need to replace this in July of 2025, but on top of the smoke detector that we have on the ceiling, we do have a CO2 and a propane. So if this goes off, please take note that you may want to evacuate, but we have it here for your safety. Last stop on this floor plan, we're going to check out the bathroom. So here we are in the bathroom, and the layout's going to vary depending on your floor plan. You're going to have a sink, you're going to have large medicine cabinets, a great amount of storage here. You're going to have a shelf, a shower with skylight, which our camera is actually in right now, and you're going to have tankless hot water. Remember, I showed you the tank outside. Well, your controls are right here. You can go ahead and you turn it on here, and you can change your temperature up or down here to set it to your liking. Down below, lights and fans, but this is how you control your water heater. We do need to talk about your toilet in your motorhome, okay? It's a couple of things that are important. The first thing, make sure you're using the correct toilet paper. You do not want to use your regular off-the-shelf at-home toilet paper. Make sure that you're using an R.U.V or a marine toilet paper so it breaks down easier and does not clog your tank. One tip, well, I got a couple of tips for you, okay? One tip is you want to take, and it's a foot flush, right? So right down here, just kind of hold it down a little bit. All right, you push down a little bit. Fill that bowl up with a little bit of water. Go ahead, do what you got to do. Then flush and hold it down to everything is out of the bowl and in your black tank. Something a lot of people like to do before they head out on the next leg of their journey, if they have a cooler full of ice, instead of dumping that ice out at the campground, they take and they put it in their toilet, and then they flush those cubes down. And as they're driving, those kind of move around and help clean the tank. And when you get to the next setup, all you do is you just go ahead and drain that, and you're starting with a clean tank. So a couple of important things there when you are using your foot flush toilet. We're going to go head over to the TW and check out the layout in that floor plan. In the TW, you have a Dream Dinette. There are seat belts here so your passengers can ride safely. It's a great place to set up the laptop and do some work, have a meal. It seats 4, and it also makes into a bed. Very, very easy to do. All you have to do is move your cushions. Okay. Lift them up. Same on this side. Get them out of the way. There is a handle underneath. You flip the handle, you push the tabletop down, and then you put your cushions back into place, and now you have a very comfortable bed for the night. But let's say you want a little more sleeping room, all right? You say, you know what, this is my motorhome, I want the big bed. Well, how about we head to the bedroom and show you the flip-up queen bed. So this is a really neat setup here. It is a flip-up queen bed. So when it's in this up position, you have a nice place to sit, kind of like a couch. There's actually a TV back here, which is very nice. Notice all the large closets we have back here. You have a valet rod that pulls out for hanging your clothes. But when you want to put down the bed, all you do is you take and you move this elastic band. You set it right down, and now you have your place to sleep. You have over the head reading lights there. You have a sunshade. You have USB charging ports. You have a 110. Again, you have some drawers that are really easy to access. And something else I want to point out while we are back here is, if you notice right down here, this is your fuse box. You just push it to open. Okay, so essentially this is your converter, your central processing unit, and it's usually in a bedroom, but we put it per floor plan where it's really easily accessible for you to use. This is your fuses and your breakers, and this is where the converter is going to take power from the generator or your shore power. It runs us through this converter, and then what it's going to do is send the 110 volt to the appliances that need it, such as your microwave and your TVs, and it's going to send the 12 volt over to your 12 volt appliances. In this case, you're going to have your lights. So if something is not working, this is probably the place you're going to want to check out. All right, so you just open it. You want to make sure that all your fuses are engaged, or you want to make sure that your breakers are not tripped. And just like in your home, everything is laid out. There is a chart. This is equipped with GFCI outlets, so in the event you plug something in and it is not working, one, go to the GFCI and reset it. If that still doesn't work, come back here and see if you tripped the breaker. All right, a couple of things to take note on the 12 volt fuses here. They are automotive blade style fuses. If something's not working, go ahead and make sure that they're properly engaged. If you do need to replace one, make sure you're using the same amperage, okay? So don't replace a 10 with a 40, because that's what you have, and don't do it the other way around. It's very important that you use the same amperage here. But that is how you check your fuses and your breakers. Something else as we wrap up, you're going to have a black bag just like this in your motorhome, and it's important that you open this up. Remember how we talked about all the manuals? Okay, you're going to find all of the manuals and quick start guides in here, our warranty guide as well. This is the owner's manual. Go ahead and read this. This is the warranty guide. We have a 12-year structural, 6-year lamination, and 1-year limited warranty. To stay up to date on your warranty, you do need to read this. You need to go through and make sure you're following the rules in case you need warranty repair. All the manuals for every single appliance, the quick start guides, it's all going to be found in here. Now, a lot of these appliances and devices have their own warranty cards. So what you need to do is you need to go ahead and you need to fill those out. All right, there's the, there's this right here. Okay, so go ahead and read this if you have any questions on your fuse box, your generator. All the warranty guides are in here. Fill those out, send those in. Go ahead and read these. Get familiar with everything in your motorhome. Now, let's say you want a certain schematic. Say it's electric, say it's plumbing. That's real easy to find. All you have to do is go to thormotorcoach.com under Owner's Resources, and then you fill out your VIN, you create an account, and now you have access to everything specific to your motorhome. You have the build sheets, the build dates, all the components in there. So it's a great way for you to stay up to date on everything in your motorhome. Also keep you connected to the team here at Thor Motor Coach. Also check out our YouTube channel, as we have a number of great videos there, how-tos, a lot of resources for you there as well. It's a great way to stay up to date with what's happening, changes. So make sure you're staying up to date with everything you can, social media. And I hope you enjoy your trip in your Gemini or Compass all-wheel drive R.U.V.